Battle Royale in the women's division. For the introductions, Justin Roberts.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for our first championship bout to determine who will be the next women's middleweight champion and owner of the coveted WAL Championship Hammer. The field consists of 4 competitors who will compete in a semifinal best-of-3 match, where the winners competing head-to-head in a best-of-5 match to determine the champion. Introducing first to the pit, competing out of Syracuse, New York, standing at 5 feet 6 inches tall and weighing in at 154 pounds, she is one of the most decorated WAL competitors with multiple titles and an impressive record of 25-7. She is the current WAL middleweight champion, the Black Scorpion, Michelle Dougan. And her opponent is along the line of amazing Swedish arm wrestlers. Competing out of Luxella, Sweden, this extremely versatile competitor stands at 5 feet 2 inches tall and weighed in at 142 pounds. She is Victoria Bicky Karlsson. Our second semifinal match features 2 world-class competitors. Introducing first to the pit, from Tudarakan, Bulgaria, she stands at 5 feet 4 inches tall and weighs 121 pounds, Dimitrina Petrova. And her opponent in this semifinal match competes out of Ensamheden, Sweden, which translates to the Solitude. She stands at 5 feet 7 inches tall and weighed in at 151 pounds. She is a top-ranked middleweight everywhere in the world, and in 2016 she was the first woman to win 2 WAL Championship Hammers. She is currently undefeated in WAL competition. She is Fia Reisek.
All right, the introduction's complete, Neil. Back to a Battle Royale format. And we'll take a look first at Michelle Dougan and Vicky Karlsson. Tail of the tape, what grabs your eyes the most amongst the particulars on them?
To be perfectly honest, it's that size difference. I mean, you could see it when the ladies walked out there. The Black Scorpion has the height, she has the levers. She's got to make this about the top roll. Vicky Karlsson, super powerful on the inside, shorter lever. She loves to get into dogfights. This could be interesting.
Ladies, to the table.
All right, very good. So there's Michelle Dougan. Out of Syracuse, New York.
Okay.
Some advantages here for
Bring this in.
Michelle. She's experienced at the World Armwrestling League, and that counts for a lot early on. We haven't seen her tested yet.
Close your hands. Go.
Big drive, powerful hands. We're looking for the strap. I think that's a key thing really with Michelle Dougan. You know, she looks the part, she looks so powerful. She's run through her previous opponents. And that leaves a lot of questions, you know. You don't know where her potential is. In the immortal words of my wife, how big does this thing get?
Is her husband looking on?
A little nervous at the moment, but everybody up there is going to be nervous early on, but Michelle looked good in that start. She had hand control. The strap can change things. Victoria will look to turn her inside to make this about arm on arm.
Michelle's way a little bit. Good. Close your thumbs. Close your hands. Go!
Big drive. Oh, Dougan all day. That
time.
was great from Michelle. That's exactly what she needed. And her hand and wrist was rock strong there. No give there.
Quick work there is Storm Cellino down in her corner as well, helping out.
He's known for that hand and wrist strength himself. I'm sure we'll see evidence of that later on, but a dream start for the Black Scorpion. And
the other side, Vicky Karlsson.
It's right underneath you, sir. Understood.
The nerves will be really peaking now in Vicky Karlsson's corner. Ah, riser. Okay. Yeah. The athletes have an opportunity, if they feel low at the table, to use the riser up to 5 inches in height to give them that additional height. And this could be a big thing.
45 seconds.
So they get that in place, and take a look at some of the vital stats here on these two. What grabs your eyes here?
We talked about the requirement to hit the hook for Victoria Karlsson. That's where she feels really good. That technique requires her to be close and tight. The big thing there is at only 5'2", she is a disadvantage on a table that's built to suit a man of 6 feet in height. That riser going to give her the opportunity to get closer, tighter. She obviously feels that if she can get onto the arm of Michelle Dougan, that she's
ladies,
a far better chance of success, and I couldn't agree more. But great start from the Scorpion there, and she looked really comfortable. I mean, that wasn't sort of there was no staggering, there was no jerking, it was smooth, it was controlled, very effective.
Dougan trying to put it away here.
Both going early. Yeah. Offsetting.
Really early start there. And
square up, Michelle. Close your hands.
Go! There's the drive, a lot better from Vicky. Much better. Victoria able to keep some purchase there. This is going to be interesting now because the strap sort of makes you have more opportunity to utilize the arm strength. And one of the biggest factors here is the experience of the Swedish girls. Yeah. These girls have an absolute talent pool over there of people to train with. Michelle doesn't have that same luxury. She's training often with men. That enhances her power, but not necessarily her technique. It doesn't allow that refinement.
Michelle Dougan, a look of focus and determination, trying to win and advance to this women's Battle Royale final.
Fascinating story from Michelle. She's battled serious illness and come back victorious. That's done again. Wow, that was solid. Questions answered. That was dominant. Michelle Dougan there. I mean, you couldn't have wanted more from her. She knew what she needed going into that match, and she dominated. That's a great performance.
Let's look back at a quick match and quick victory for Michelle Dougan.
We said when we were looking at the tail of the tape that she needed to keep the height and she needed to make it about the top roll. That is exactly what she did. Look at that, textbook domination of the hand and wrist. Victoria Karlsson unable to get close enough to get anywhere near the hook. That's a great performance from Michelle.
Camp Dougan happy.
Yes, indeed. And as we said earlier, with the lightweight battleground, puts her in fabulous position, Ben. She's clean going into the next round.
Let's go, Team Sweden.
So Fia Reisek steps in now against Dimitrina Petrova. We'll take a peek at the tail of the tape here real quick. Neil, what's the big thing to look for here?
Bigger girl in Fia Reisek, more experienced girl, but look at that weight difference. 151, 121. Every other area is similar. Dimitrina Petrova has one silver bullet here. She must set the hook.
So Fia Reisek there, the top woman in Sweden.
To the table.
Top in the world.
She really is. I mean, this is a dominant arm wrestler. And it's interesting how she feels the pressure there. Is it going to be manifest itself in confidence, or will she feel, great start. Notice that Dimitrina sacrificed the hand and wrist to get the strap. That's what she's looking for. And this is a girl with real pedigree. Multiple national, European and world champion. So she's a banana skin, you know. Fia Reisek, I was having breakfast with her this morning, and Fia was feeling this. She was, you know, she said, everybody expects me to win so easily. You got to remember, she's competing against a multiple world champion. This is not a walk in the park.
Yeah. It's never as easy as it looks.
It's certainly not, Ben. And Reisek, while she's got big advantages, she also has that ever-present threat.
One foul, throwing in.
Little
one foul on Fia.
Turn of the wrist from Fia.
Close your thumbs.
She felt the power there
from
Dimitrina.
Go!
On the way we go! Oh, Dimitrina is at the hook! Now we are on. This is great Bulgarian. She's so powerful inside. I'll tell you what, Dimitrina's got this. That's the pin, and the Bulgarian showing what she's capable of. By no means is this match done and dusted, but we said in the tail of the tape that Petrova brings a threat. The threat of the hook is very, very real indeed. And for the first time in her career in the World Armwrestling League, Fia Reisek has to ask herself the question, what can I do? What changes, what adjustments are possible to prevent that from happening?
You have a minute, 1 minute.
She only has one more arrow, Ben.
Yeah.
One more shot.
That's
the smooth.
Best of 3 here in the Battle Royales.
An interesting fact about the Bulgarian guys, these fellas train very differently. They don't go into the gym and lift weights. They live by one theme, and it's that if you want to be a good arm wrestler, arm wrestle.
Yeah.
If you want to be a good tennis player, play tennis.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
Yeah.
This isn't about weightlifting. It isn't about going in there and trying to just increase your physical strength. It's about doing that at an arm wrestling table so that the familiarity up there is honed. Especially subject arm wrestling.
No
and
question.
Dimitrina is performing well and under massive pressure.
Big time, leading 1-0. It's a best of 3 here in this
ladies ready?
second semifinal.
To the table.
The winner will face Michelle Dougan, who won 2-0 in her match against Vicky Karlsson. Petrova trying to make it a clean sweep, but against the best in the world, it won't be easy in Reisek.
Reisek starting with a more open position. She's looking to try to utilize more speed. Wow, there it was.
Oh,
Very close.
wow, that was close.
Yeah, she was really close, and that was a great start. But the difference is now that the strap is applied, that's going to allow that side pressure to connect far earlier from Petrova. Fia Reisek has been stung. She's been knocked down. But from that evidence, it looked like she got up pretty good. You can see the focus right now, etched all over her face. Dimitrina, similarly. And this isn't a woman who talks it up, you know, Dimitrina. They say it's the quiet ones you got to watch for. She hasn't said a damn thing for 3 days, Ben.
For 3 days?
3 whole days, and she has not spoken.
Close your hands.
Whoa, whoa, sweet child of mine.
Yep.
Hold her off center.
That was a little early, but
Here, down here, right here. I'll do it. Yep.
Dimitrina was in a great position there as well. When that match stopped, she set the hook, so
Square up.
a little scary for Fia Reisek. She cannot make a mistake now.
Close your hands. Go.
On the way we go. Wow.
None there. None at all, Neil.
Wow. Champion's response, mate.
Big time.
Champion's response. 1-1. Look at that again as Dimitrina heads to her corner to speak to Krasimir Kostadinov, her coach. There's the drive, and look at the angle. It was sort of a half-moon arc. You can see that Fia Reisek's elbow takes almost a half-moon shape. She drives around and then back to the far corner. You see that? She sort of circles, semicircular hit. She drove around the wrist and hand of Petrova, wouldn't let her set the hook, and then swept across, drove her to the pad. Great equalizing pin, showing the caliber of what we've got at the table. Very interesting for Michelle Dougan is the fact that whilst we've seen this match swing back and forth, it's done so quickly.
Yeah.
Nobody's got scars. We're not seeing another for a Hogeland match.
Mendez.
This is a very different set of rules and criteria up here. These guys are punch, counter punch, but it's speed, it's precision.
Yep.
Finesse arm wrestling. You see the big swallow there from Dimitrina, that little gulp.
Yes.
Those are the telling signs. And look at the big smile by contrast breaking on the face of Fia Reisek.
So down to 20 seconds before they're going to be back to the table. We'll have the decisive
table,
third
ladies.
pull coming up. The winner will advance to take on Michelle Dougan here in this women's battle royale.
Fia
Just
Reisek,
a little bit. Right there. Close your thumbs.
undefeated. She's lost her
Let's see
first
this.
pin
Okay. Close your
in the World
hands.
Armwrestling League tonight. Wow, big drive again. Total and utter dominance on the hand and wrist from Fia Reisek, but that won't concern Dimitrina. Petrova wanted the strap. That's where she lives. She can close that space down. She wants this to happen in a phone box. Good angle there, looking over the shoulder of Victoria Karlsson. Very close-knit arm wrestling community with the Swedes. and Fia Reisek focused on the job in hand. The Bulgarian, Dimitrina Petrova, formerly Dimitrina Dimitrova, recently married, smaller girl, but if it comes to arm strength, very, very capable indeed, evidenced by that first pin.
Okay, square up.
The start here is critical for both arm wrestlers.
Close your hand.
Whoa, 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 little drive there.
We'll start.
Big sweep again.
Come down just a little bit.
Fia there going for the same soup warmed over, and I don't think that would work. You're going to see much more side pressure and much more commitment on this hit from the Bulgarian. She's going to really attack hard to the side. Fia needs to try to make some adjustments
Close your
there.
hands. Go!
On the way, big drive, there's the pin!
There it is.
That was smooth, that was clean, that was clinical. That was the World Armwrestling League champion, Fia Reisek, with a win.
He looked it there in the last two. Down 1-0 to Dimitrina Petrova. Comes back and Fia Reisek
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Fia Reisek.
will take on Michelle Dougan in our women's battle royale final. We look back at Reisek in the pin, Neil.
Yeah, let's look at that key to victory. The little angle there, the pressure to the side. She swept across, and just as Petrova starting to put the brakes on, that little extra press, little push off that lead leg, and it did the job for a very excited Fia Reisek. She comes through clean.
Indeed, it did. So we'll step aside, take a timeout here from Turner Studio. When we come back here at WAL 406, Michelle Dougan will take on Fia Reisek in the Battle Royale final in the middleweight women's division. Stay tuned, we're back right after this on VR Live. And we welcome you back here to Atlanta, Georgia. Michael Todd, Devin Larrett, they're coming up in our main event sometime in the 10:30 to 11 o'clock range, Neil. That's the one you don't want to miss. You want to watch them all, but that's the one you want to stick around for.
Indeed it is. There's no bigger match in the world of arm wrestling right now. Two guys who are riding a wave of intensity, and they're going to collide head on tonight in Atlanta.
And that'll be our main event coming up later in our final match of the night. Who's going to take home that championship hammer in the women's middleweight division? We'll find out momentarily. First, let's get an up-close and personal look, an at-home look with Fia Reisek.
My name is Fia Reisek and I'm from Sweden. There is the village where I grew up. I love Storuman. It's special because it's just my relatives here. And this is the house where I grew up, my mother and father's house. This is my mother. Yeah, she's my hardest critic. She say, but you can't win if you don't train. Now I train, it's your fault. So I love come home and train with the school. My father was the trainer.
We have 40 to 50 people here training hard. It's in the heart, in the brain.
We are the biggest club in Sweden. We have around 20 world champions. Their main purpose is to become an arm wrestler, good quality.
So Storuman is like an arm wrestling mecca in Sweden. My best training partner here is Heidi Andersson. Me and Heidi have been training since we started.
When I started, I was 11.
And I was 7. Heidi have won like 11 world champion titles. And she's my cousin too. Here we have our gym, outside the playground gym. This have definitely been a part of the success. I have to do this. I want to win. We tried other sports too, but we're sucked at every other sport.
So a great look. So a great look there at Fia Reisek in her homeland. The tail of the tape, Neil, what do you make of that?
You know, similar situation to what we saw earlier, but the stats are leveled out now. Michelle had a big size advantage in her first round match. Fia is a much bigger opponent, but he swings back to that experience, and that is the deciding factor.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the best of 5 final matchup in the women's middleweight battle royale between Michelle Dougan and Fia Reisek.
So there's the money on the table, Neil, the cold hard cash, and one of these two women will walk away with it here.
It's what it all comes down to, Ben, and you know, in order to etch your name in the annals of history as an arm wrestler or any other sports person, you need that opportunity to present itself. That challenge, that mission impossible, that little element of it can't be done. Michelle Dougan is facing directly into that wind now. She has an incredible opportunity to make a massive name for herself in the sport.
Ladies to the table.
She's fresh, she's ready, she's facing an undefeated champion.
Square up.
And we haven't seen exactly what the Black Scorpion can do.
Close your thumbs.
Reality check.
Yeah,
No
big
pressure,
time.
no
Best of
pressure.
5 here in
Close your
the
hands.
women's final.
You can see the power of Michelle Dougan's hand right there.
Close your
Even
thumbs.
had a little bit of concern for Fia. She's not going
Close
to
your
try to
hands.
make this
Go.
a brutal match. Wow! There it is.
Maybe she is.
You know what? Talk about your all-time backfires. Wow!
Hey, it happens, man.
Wow, Fia
Man.
Reisek.
That was impressive, Neil Pickett.
It was indeed. I mean, that was, she felt something there. She felt the commitment from Michelle and drove her straight off the bone line. That's the linear position between the wrist and shoulder, and you can see she just took her out of that. As Michelle started to advance to the side, she was driven to a horrible angle.
1-0 lead for Fia Reisek. She needs 3 to win it. 90 seconds between pulls, both women in their respective corners.
Interestingly there, Sarah Rotonda working in the corner of Fia Reisek. Multiple world champion. We'll probably get a look at that young lady next year, I imagine. Another monster from Sweden.
Produce some great
There she is right now, Sarah
female arm
Rotonda.
wrestlers over there.
They do, mate. I mean, so many of them there. In most countries, people think of arm wrestling as being a male-dominated sport. Not in Sweden. They've got cultural icons over there like Pippi Longstrump, Pippi Longstockings, a young girl who's dominating in strength.
Yeah.
You know, that's it's ingrained into the DNA. And great arm wrestling ladies grow on trees in Sweden.
To the tables, ladies.
Storm Cellino there was helping out Michelle Dougan. Reisek with a 1-0 lead.
It's very difficult to see a way back into the match for Michelle, but she's got to be proud of her performance so far. She needs to try and keep very calm, and she needs to try and make her hand do the work. No, she's outgunned there, Ben. I mean, there's no failing on Michelle's part there. She did nothing wrong. She's just a little outgunned tonight.
Yeah.
That's the sport, you know. Fia Reisek is a very unique individual. She's the best of the best, and it looked like it right there. She's leading by 2, smooth.
It's looked like it in the last 2 pulls.
Yeah.
Storm Cellino, we'll see him a little bit later against Rob Fidget Jr. helping out Michelle Dougan right now as we look back, Neil.
Yeah, I mean, it's really not a lot to analyze there. This is quite brutal arm wrestling. There wasn't any real technical finesse there from Fia. She's felt at this stage of the match that she can dominate in power, and she's just doing exactly what we expected. Once you feel that hole, why run away? Run right through it. She's running towards the light, Ben, and it's right there.
Yeah. Time between pulls down to 45 seconds.
Big experience here for Michelle Dougan. I mean, it's not often you get to face somebody of this caliber, and particularly in North America, she's unlikely to encounter anybody of this ability level. Needs to try and reflect on it and see where she can sharpen her game following this match. A very relaxed Fia Reisek, a very pensive Michelle Dougan.
Yeah. Time ticking away, 15 seconds remaining. Michelle Dougan's husband looking on. But her wife could find a way to get one here to stay alive, or else Reisek takes the cash. and takes the hammer.
Yeah, and whilst you would will Michelle on here to try and pull something out of the bag, it's hard to see a way back. It really is. She's losing in a lot of areas here.
Up that. Close your hands.
Fia starting to get into her stride now, as you can see. She's relaxed, Ben. We saw Fia when she was focused and fast off the start. She's almost allowing Michelle to initiate, and I think, yeah, she's stonewalling it.
Yeah.
Here she's just letting Michelle, and that's nice of Fia in a way. She's not doing that to belittle her opponent. She's allowing Michelle to feel what's there, to try to feel that angle, and then roll through. Party time for Reisek. It's in the bank.
It is in the bank, and it's in her hands right now. Take that back to Sweden, and Fia Reisek comes stateside again and takes care of business, Neil. Here's how she did it.
Yeah, that's an awesome performance, Ben. I mean, her hand and wrist was so dominant throughout there, but she was also the stronger girl. She won every critical battle, and that was a very deserving win. Came through in an early test with Petrova.
Yes.
Great result.
Petrova got the first one. Reisek, she took the next 5 pulls she was involved in. She's now down with Jason Fisher.
Fia, congratulations. A dominating performance here tonight. It seems like no one's been able to even come close to you in this sport. Is that true? What's next for you?
Oh my God, I had so much trouble all the way, especially with Dimitrina. She was tough. Yeah.
Any message you'd like to say to your friends and family back home in Sweden who are rooting you on and watching right now?
I want to say go to bed and sleep, and thank you for letting me do this. I'm very thankful.
It's amazing. And finally, any last message to all the little girls out there who are here tonight and who are watching, who want to get into the sport of competitive arm wrestling?
Yeah, they can do anything, what they want. They can do anything. Live their dream.
Amazing. Well, you're living proof. You are living your dream. Let's bring up your championship hammer. Congratulations, Fia.
Thank you.
Give it up one more time for Fia. Amazing.